Michelle Valentine Show, and I have a special guest right now. Her name is Renae Hatfield, right? Mm-hmm. And Renae Hatfield has a lot of titles. She is an author, she is a poet, she's a lecturer, and she's also an astrologer. And what makes it so interesting is that later on she's going to do a reading on Joseph and I.
Oh
right?
my God! Oh my God! I'm not looking forward to that actually. But she says she knows about rocks. I mean planets. So we'll see what happens.
And she says she knows a lot about Aquariuses,
yeah,
which is what you are. So
it's a good sign. It's a good sign, though.
And she's also an angel ambassador, and so.
But tell me a little bit about angels. I mean, I know that we have a lot of questions for you.
You know what they are.
I know about angels, but I mean, some people say that, you know, angels are surrounding you all the time, that no matter what happens, you know, that you have your guardian angel. Do you believe that?
Oh yeah, very definitely. That's how I'm sitting here.
But tell us your story.
Well, I spent 6 months in the hospital and I just got out in December, and about 3 weeks ago, I read the doctor's report to discover that I had gangrene. And normally, if you have gangrene, you either lose your leg or you die.
Yeah.
I didn't die and I didn't lose my leg.
Wow.
And I know that there were angels all around me because I had 3 surgeries on my right leg. I went in on a Monday. Everything was fine. I hemorrhaged on Thursday, and it looked like the Psycho movie. Mm-hmm. And then they put me back in surgery again. They gave me blood transfusions. And then on Friday, I got a blood clot. And they gave me another surgery, and they did more blood transfusions.
Wow.
So,
and you came out of this without having, you know, anything drastically done to you then?
Well, other than I have 4 feet of scars, but...
That's about, wow, that is wonderful.
But,
and what do you tell people when they ask you about angels, and how can they contact their angel? Or?
Well, that's one of the things I'm going to be talking about tomorrow night in the lecture that I'm doing at the Hispanic bookstore in Spanish. And for people to know, there's a huge interest in the Hispanic community in metaphysics, in astrology, in palmistry, in crystals. The first time we did the lecture last month, we put out 100 flyers and I had 40 people attend with no advertising. And this time I was on the Spanish radio show for an hour and a half, and the phones went off the wall on Monday. They just rang and rang and rang.
That's
so
wonderful.
You know what, I think that people are looking for something good to learn, you know, something other than just fatalities and bad things. They're looking for the good in the world.
Well, here is Planetary Connection newspaper, and there's a nice little article in here. It says, "From an Angel Ambassador," and by Renae Hatfield, and so that is just so sweet. I know I have an angel. I know I have a guardian angel.
Yeah, who's your guardian angel?
My guardian angel is, on a personal note, is my baby brother. That he was taken to heaven, but I think he's my guardian angel.
And that's very common. She's bringing up a very good point, because people, I had a cousin when I was 7 that was killed. She was 6½, and she flew from the back seat. This happened in Michigan. From the back seat, flew through the window and landed by a tree. Yeah. And she's been around me ever since I was 7 years old. We call her my joy guide. She's kind of like my guardian angel, but like when I go, for instance, I went to Kmart yesterday and I saw this absolutely adorable bunny, and you press it and it goes, ha ha ha, and then it goes, that tickles. and I know when she's around, because she loves those kind of things. And then there's another bunny who had a microphone. It's absolutely adorable, and he's like a hip bunny, and he's almost like rapping.
That's me. That's the Bunny Joe.
So you know, but what's interesting is in 1990, let's see, fall of '94, when I was living in Barcelona, I went to the largest cathedral in Barcelona, and as it's very Catholic, when you go in, you get candles. So my friend took 3 candles, and I took 3 candles. So we started going around the cathedral, and I heard a voice say, "Save 1 candle, you need this for Archangel Michael," who I'm very connected to. So we went around and we found the little chapel where Archangel Michael was, and say that you're right where that was. Yeah. So I was standing there, and you know, you have the things where you kneel, and I heard this voice go, "You need to kneel." And I was thinking I need to kneel, and I didn't get time to kneel. I got knelt. Oh, wow. And I landed, boom, on my knees. Wow. And I went like that, because it was very sunny out, and just like you're sitting there, and I said, oh my God. And Archangel Michael was standing there, and he's about 14 feet high. And I closed my eyes and I said, boy, you had way too much sun. and I expected that, you know, I was hallucinating.
Yeah.
And he didn't. I wasn't hallucinating. He was still there.
He didn't disappear.
No, he made sure that I got it, that he was there.
Wow.
And then he took and he embraced me. It was I've had this with the Blessed Mother also, and it's like something you can't quite put into words, but it's figure the best hug you ever had in your life.
You felt totally warm and loved and everything.
Yeah, it was just like one of those wow.
That is unbelievable. I wish I could have an experience like that. I'm serious. I mean, I know that there's a lot of people that have.
And the Blessed Mother is the same kind of thing. The Blessed Mother has followed me around the world, or I followed her around the world. And when I arrived in Florida, the Blessed Mother appeared in Clearwater on that building.
Correct.
2 days before I got here.
Wow.
So I knew that even
you
if
were
I
in
didn't
the right
understand.
path.
And I went to see her, and I have a picture that I could bring in another time because I didn't think about it today. And I went and I stood there and I looked up at the window.
Was it a glass on the building?
It's a glass, ugly building that has a lot of negative people in it, and she's like as high as your whole wall here, and it's her image. And of course the scientists said, oh, this is garbage, and so they tried to scrape it off and all this other junk, which they couldn't do, and they put acid on it, and they said, oh, this is some stain on the window. I said, I don't think so. It's been there for a year. You can't stain the window for a year.
Wow.
And it's tones of blue. It's her image, like it's like a profile. But there's no doubt in your mind. And she's been appearing all over the world. But what happened is that day there were all these people from all over the world. I was speaking to them in Spanish and whatever. And it was very interesting, the different comments that people made about their experience.
And what they see and everything.
And what they felt.
Yeah.
Because there was a man, I forget if he was, I don't think he was from Venezuela, but he was from South America. And he was talking about that he'd never experienced anything like this in his life, and he said something to the effect that the world needed the Blessed Mother to come and protect us.
Amen.
Which I thought it was very
Let me ask
interesting.
you something though, because I mean, you do astrology and also you're doing the spiritual end. How do you come into terms from studying the planets, which is a science that is very exact, if you will?
Yes.
And the spiritual end and angels and everything like that. How do you
That's a
come
very
to
good
terms?
question. Astrology is what got me into everything else.
Okay.
There are astrologers and there are astrologers. What I'm bothered about is like Walter Mercado is a very quality astrologer. He's a showman, but he knows what he's doing. He's
Does
very,
he?
Yeah,
he's the gentleman from Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
correct?
he's
Yes.
very, very good. I give him as an example that, here in Florida that people would know. But you got a lot of people running around in Florida that have no clue. And I would say to your audience, be very, very careful, be it a psychic, be it an astrologer, make sure the person knows what they're doing. Because you got people out there that are just trying to grab people's money, and they have no idea.
Well, how do you know if they know what they're doing or not?
Number one, if somebody knows what they're doing, they're not going to sit here and pump you. Like, they're not going to say, well, Michelle, how long did you live in Michigan? How many boyfriends do you have? In other words, I can ask you one question, but I can't sit there and ask you 10, or I don't know what I'm doing.
Of course.
In other words,
you should be able to take off with the initial,
for instance,
like I give you a couple of things and then you should be able to take off.
And sometimes I don't need anything else. Like, for instance, I know you're an Aquarius, and when we do the next segment, I'm going to just tap into that you're an Aquarius and what's going on in your life.
Okay.
I don't need you to say, well, da-da-da-da-da, and I have 5 girlfriends, and
Okay.
you may have, but you're not Don Juan in this life.
I told her all about you, though. No.
5.
It's 6.
He can't count that high. 1, 2, 3, let's see.
So what's
He doesn't like to be tied down anyway.
Okay, so how many books do you have out right now?
Okay, I have one. Let's see. I have Joyous Reflections, Inner Joy, Reflections for the New Age. I have one in French, and my one in Spanish will be out in April, and my big one will be out hopefully before December, which will make it in time for the millennium.
Excellent,
Excellent,
we got lots
Renae.
to talk about.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with Renae Hatfield, lecturer, author,
Extraordinaire. She knows
everything.
We're going to go with spiritual planets, you name it.
And we're going to get our astrology read. So
I don't want to. I don't want to.
don't miss this.
They might
You'll
bring that
know all
stuff
about
up.
Joe.
I don't want people to know.
Stay tuned.
If you're enjoying the Michelle Valentine Show, you will love her new travel TV show, Love, Eat, Travel. Follow Michelle Valentine as she travels the world, showcasing the most beautiful destinations, unique adventures, romantic things to do, delicious foods, and more. Visit www.loveeattravel.tv for more information about an upcoming TV show.
Hi, this is Michelle Valentine, and I would love if you followed me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Be sure to visit my website, michellevalentine.tv, for more information, read thousands of interesting blog posts, watch videos, enter sweepstakes, and more. Also, be sure to join my email list to receive my free weekly e-newsletter.
Are you wondering where all the quality singles are? Singles that are attractive, educated, and financially secure? Hello, I'm Michelle Valentine, and I've helped thousands of singles live a happier life, and I can help you too. Clients and members include millionaires, models, doctors, lawyers, and teachers. So call us for your complimentary consultation.